Hello to everyone, I am Indurok, and today I am playing more Rainswept. So I just finished my lunch break, and I'm getting back into this. Fiction or non-fiction? Fiction. Me too. Cool. Perhaps we were meant to be soulmates. No. 4 p.m. Interesting how the time shows up there. How it was just in the game and I kind of just walked it into view. Excuse me. Oops, wrong button. Cherry pie. You should come here for breakfast someday. The owner, Mark, is a pretty great guy. You mean me? Oh. Greetings, sir. That must be Mark. Obviously. I sure am. Hey, detective. Have a seat. I'm not sitting. Do you want some tea? Coffee? My cafe is extremely cozy and warm. No, that's all right. Come over here if you want a pint. Oh, so you own a bar, do ya? Keep your unhealthy habits to yourself, Alan. Too much coffee's unhealthy, too. Also, if you haven't noticed, he's already smoking a cigarette. Ignore him, he just likes to annoy me. And yet, I let it get to me. Who is that? That's Alan, owner of the bar next door. And my brother. Well, that explains why he likes to annoy you. Twin brother? Or twin brother? Not that you'd know by the way we lead our lives. I don't know how we ended up as polar opposites. I know, I got all the good stuff. Shoo, go away. How long have you lived in Pineview? I was born here. My family lived here for many years before that. We left for the city when I was about 10. My dad was looking for better work. Excuse me. I returned as soon as I graduated about 9 years back. I prefer the life here. Big cities just aren't for me. Now it's just me, my books, and my coffee shop. Life is simple and I love it. Did Alan also come with you at the same time? No, Alan, he only joined me 5 years back. He had a bit of trouble in his old life and wanted a fresh start. Maybe he can tell you more about that. Do you live alone? No, I'm married. I have been for about 6 years now. Met my wife in my own cafe, actually. Oh, it's a cute story. We're very happy for you, Mark. Does Alan also live with you? No, but he lives close by. Was he in last night? Yes, I think so. I didn't check or meet him, though. Did you see Chris and Diane often? No, barely. A handful of times, maybe. They came into the cafe a few times, but that was in the early days when they first moved in. They wouldn't say much to me or anyone else, and mostly kept to themselves. Everyone keeps saying that. We get it. Or I could say that they didn't have the eyes for anyone else. To put it bluntly, they looked very much in love. Well, that is kind of what some people have said about, like, when they first moved in. Is there anything else you can tell me about them? Anything that stands out? Well, I kind of identify with Chris in a way. It sounds like he moved here for the peace of mind this place provides, and start a small business for himself. What business? He'd been trying to get a hotel project off the ground here, from what I hear. He had trouble getting the project approved. Maybe Father Smith can tell us more about it. He's involved in the planning committee. Alright, more questions. Can you tell me where you were last night? Sure, as always, I closed my place at 8 p.m. I bought some supplies from the general store down the street, and then went home. I assume the storekeeper will remember that. Yes, Mrs. Brown was in last night at the time. She should be able to confirm what I just said. And Alan, could he confirm this? He didn't come to work yesterday. Took a day off. Said he was feeling unwell and stayed home all day. Looks like that's past, luckily. He looks fine today. Anyway, I went back home after that, changed, and went for a jog as usual. Came back, took a nice long warm bath, made myself a cup of coffee, and had my dinner. Then read a book for an hour or so. I was probably asleep by 10:30 p.m. Excuse me. A pleasant, ordinary evening. Notice anything unusual? Have you noticed anything unusual lately? Anything out of the ordinary? No, I can't say I have. Everything's been pretty much the same as usual. Didn't even hear gunshots? I don't know. Alright, Mark. We'll talk later. See you around, Detective. No. Alright, so let's talk to other people here. What's up, Detective? Excuse me. Hi, Alan. Officer Blunt. Can you tell me about yourself, Alan? How long have you been here? That sort of thing. Sure. If you've talked to my brother Mark already, you probably know I moved in here about 5 years ago. My wife left me and I wanted to get away from it all. Thought I'd come in here again after all these years and give this place another shot. But you didn't like this place before? Oh, okay. Turns out it's just as bloody boring as it was when I was 10. But hey, it got me out of a place I'd begun to hate even more. So it's an improvement, you know. And you get used to the pace even eventually. Whoops. Mark did me a big favor, giving me half of his cafe to start a business in. Guess he's not too pleased with the business I chose to run, though. He's a good guy. Where were you last night? As I'm sure Mark must have told you, I was at home. I wasn't feeling well, so I stayed home instead. Is there anyone that can confirm this? Apart from Mark, I don't know. Since I didn't leave home, no one saw me, you know. Chris and Diane, did you know them well? Nope, not at all. I'm the kind of person who minds his own business. I don't go interfering with people's affairs and their lives. What do you mean? I just don't go wasting my time getting to know people if there's no need for it. To me, it looked like they preferred to mind their own business as well. So, no, I didn't know them at all. Okay. We'll talk later if the need arises. Okay. Boop-a-doop-ba, boop-a-doo. Hello, Mr. Dude. Grandpa's Bakery. It's actually called Grandpa's Bakery. That's one way to name a bakery. He may be kind of creepy at times, but he sure knows how to bake well. I may be old, but I'm not completely deaf, you know. Plus, you're standing right there. Sorry, Grandpa. I'm not your grandpa! That's Grandpa, owner of Grandpa's Bakery. Is he your grandfather? Oh, no, he isn't. Is his name Grandpa, then? I don't really know, actually. That's weird. I just want to get you out of the way so that I don't end up accidentally talking to you instead of him. Hello, Grandpa? I'm not your grandpa! And your name is... Grandpa. Mr. Grandpa. Mr. Grandpa, I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions. And I was wondering if I could ask Miss Brown over there out on a date. But wondering isn't doing, is it? Just look at her. Oh boy, makes me feel 40 years younger, she does. Do you ever plan to grow up, Grandpa? Any more growing up and I just might die. And I ain't planning on doing that before I ask you out. Well, you're yelling at each other already. You might as well just do it. Then you'll die happy. Goodness, unbelievable behavior. Such immaturity at this age. She likes me. I know she does. You're deluded. Woohoo! Anyway, you had questions, young man? I thought I did. Alright. How long have you lived in Pineview? Forever. My family's been here from generations. I guess I'm the last in the line now. My shop's been here for generations too, you know. I think I've taken real good care of it. Well, it certainly does look like it's in pretty good shape. Although I don't know about the inside, though. But... oh, and she's taking real good care of me, too. Where were you last night around 12 a.m.? Where do you think I was? I don't know about working. Were you in the shop working? At 12 a.m. in the middle of the night? You think I was selling donuts to ghosts? What kind of detective are you? I was sleeping. Can anyone confirm this? No, no one can. I live alone. What can you tell me about Chris and Diane? When they first moved in, Chris would often come in the evening and buy some things from me. He'd come in daily almost. Look pretty cheerful too. Then a couple months after that, he just stopped coming. After a few times he came. The last few times he came, I could see something wasn't right. Maybe trouble with the missus? I don't know. He and Diane went to church maybe a handful of times. Once or twice. They came over here after for coffee and donuts. They were quite a couple, I tell you. He was the quiet and nonchalant one. She, an exciting, electrifying energy. A classic case of opposites attracted to each other. If what people say is true, I don't know how things went so wrong so fast. But then, with these things, you can never say. This was all about 4 or 5 months back. After that, I hardly ever saw him out here again. Notice anything unusual lately? Anything out of the ordinary in recent days? Now that I think about it, I have actually. I might have, actually. Yes? Miss Brown's been tying her hair in a much tighter bun lately. Wonder what that means. Is she softening up and trying to hide that fact? Okay. Grandpa, you say you notice these things. I mean, when I say it, beautiful, I'm a passionate lover. Very passionate! Damn it, Grandpa. Hello? I was talking about the possible murders. Did you notice anything unusual leading up to that? No, not much. Much the same. Can't say I did. Do you live by yourself? Yes, I do. Kids left Pineview for the big city.
Too boring here, they say. It's been many years since the wife died, so I run the shop here by myself, and I live down the street pretty close by. But that's all right. I've got friends here to keep me company. Officer Blunt pays me a visit every day, for instance.
It's always a pleasure to meet you, Grandpa.
Also, there's Miss Brown. She makes every day exciting.
Please, God, give me strength. Okay.
Oh, look how she flirts. Okay. Bye.
All right, Grandpa, we'll talk later.
Who are you calling Grandpa, eh? I'm not your grandpa.
All right. Those donuts sure do look good.
What do you mean they look good? They're the best in Pineview.
I'm not doubting you.
The best damn donuts made with Grandpa's love and warmth. The warmth of his oven. Want to buy some?
Maybe later. Thanks, Gramps.
What'd you call me?
This guy. Greetings, lady. What is up with my throat? Ugh. I mean, maybe it's my lunch. No. I had like freaking peanut butter on top of 2 slices of bread. That's always how I have it. I don't like peanut butter sandwiches. Honestly, it's not enough. It's too much, like... What's up with that? When I push W, I, like, sort of walk in place. And when I push S, I also walk in place, but facing the other way. That's weird. That's Mrs. Brown. It's Ms. Brown. Hello, ma'am. Who is it? Ah, you're that detective, aren't you? Come to ask questions about the murders? Something troubles you, boy. What is it? What do you mean? I know a troubled soul when I see one, detective. I've lived long enough to know. But I understand you don't have the time for such questions. That's good. Neither do I. Now, what is it? How long have you lived in Pineview, Miss Brown? I was born here. I barely stepped outside Pineview all my life. Started this shop when I was about 25, and I support myself and had to support myself once I lost my husband. Excuse me. Do you live alone, or do you have family here with you? Johnny is the only family I got. He's my grandson. Lost my husband in the war. I was about 25. Oh. You must have seen Johnny, right? Always running around taking photos with his camera. His parents left him in a tough situation by making some stupid decisions in their lives, so I take care of him now. Oh, okay, so you've kind of adopted him. Sure. He's a good boy. Spends a lot of time helping his grandma around the shop. I'm getting older now, too. Oh, he's your grandson. Whoops. Sorry. But, I mean, you do kind of... I mean, technically, you do kind of... you have kind of adopted him into your household and stuff. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I guess I completely forgot the dialogue that was said previously. Whatever. Willpower and mental strength can only get you so far. Time catches up with you eventually. Not that I lack any mental strength. I've single-handedly taken care of a lot here. You really have, Miss Brown. I really look up to you. You're doing well, young lady. You're doing quite well for yourself. Oh, jeez, it's been 20 minutes already. Where were you last night, Mrs. Brown now? It keeps switching between... Whatever, I'll just go with Mrs. Brown. I went to bed around 9 p.m. Johnny could probably confirm that. He was home, too. What can you tell me about Chris and Diane, Miss Brown? Ah, those two. Doomed from the start. Why do you say that? I told you, I know a troubled soul when I see one. And those too. I'm pressing E, come on. I've seen it so many times over the years, one can always tell. Others will tell you they were very much in love, but something wasn't right. I always felt that. And then when things really did start going wrong, everyone heard about it. Alright, we'll talk later, Mrs. Brown. Okay, Detective, take care now. You too. Well, again, I don't want to make these videos too overly long, so... Oh, what's this? Oh, wow, that's a nice view. Whoa, look at that place. Oh, hey there, dude, I see you. Wait, come back. Come back. Alright, well actually I'm gonna stop this video here, so that's the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.